The sun no longer sets on Nigerians. This is because Nigerians can now be found in virtually all nations and regions of the world. In Tall Drums, we bring you stories of Nigerians making remarkable contributions to the improvement of the human condition. Here is your host, Dr. Ugoji.
Hello and thanks for joining us on this episode of Tall Drums. Our guest this week is Mr. Orobasa Owabai. Mr. Owabai has taken a path to success that is rare among Nigerian men. In 1979, he left Nigeria and enrolled at a university in Dallas, Texas, with criminal justice as his major. His first degree in criminal justice put him well on his path to becoming a lawyer, a dream he nursed as a young man in Nigeria. People from Germany, France, and London have booked in advance to come to South Carolina for the opportunity to eat a meal prepared by orobasa. The crew of Tall Drums, including yours truly, could not resist a good meal, particularly one prepared by a Nigerian-born world-class executive chef. However, being the professionals we are, we took a break from the delicious meals and settled down for an interview with Orobasa and some of his 18 employees in South Carolina.
Tall Drums is presented by Sungai Corporation, publishers and consultants.
I was born in Benin City, secondary secular. Grew up at the age of 6. My parents they came originally from Ewohimi, Isha. And I remember at the age of 6 we moved back home to Isha. There I went to my elementary school in Isha.
Okay, and your parents' names were?
My father's name is Owagba, and my mom's name is Otiti. Yeah. Okay.
Now, your elementary school was done where?
In Ewohimi, Okaigbe. That's the name of the village. It's called Ewohimi Primary School. Okay. Yeah, that's what it called.
And then after elementary school, you went to high school? Where?
I went to high school. First I spent a year at those they call it Pilgrim Baptist Grammar School in Ewohimi. I spent a year there. And I transferred to Etio Technical School, Saple. That's where I remember those who used to play soccer all day after school and go home and eat and did a lot of things that normal child will do in those days. Yeah.
So now, at some point, you began to think of going overseas to do what?
Well, at some point, those days, traveling, going out of the country was as a matter of fact, most of my friends we were together. We were always thinking about leaving the country to go and study and come back home. That was. So we worked hard at it, Okay. But after some time, I decided. I said it would be better for me to travel out of the country, go study, and come back. Okay. That was it. That was the plan.
And you chose America?
I did, yeah.
Why? Why America?
Well, US that time was top of the line.
Okay.
And to me, while I was in Lagos, I watched a lot of American movies, like the Cowboys or the so on. I was always fascinated. I wanted to travel to US to see how it is here.
So what were your impressions of the US? What did you think of the new land that you had arrived?
When I came, believe me honestly, I wanted to go back to Nigeria. Okay. The culture, everything was just so different. You remember I was in Lagos. All we do was work all day and have fun all the time. It was different. For one thing, almost everybody have a car, and there are no people walking around the streets. Everyone was kind of quiet. The area where my brother was residing was so quiet, you know, and it was kind of, what?
The culture shock.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you put it that way. Yeah, that was what happened. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now, after you got here, you obviously embarked on studies or further studies.
Yeah.
What school did you attend?
I started at Midland Technical College in Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay. To study what?
I was doing criminal justice. That was 2 weeks before I came. I started school right away. But I was very helpful, you know. Started school right away, and I was there for, I think I was there for 2 semesters. Yeah, and those days there were no Nigerians there except my brother. My brother was always working and going to school, and I have some friends that were in Dallas that we went to high school together, and some of them grew up in the village together. So I just called them up and I told them that I was just tired of being by myself, and they said, "What the hell? Calm down." Okay. That's what happened.
So you moved to Dallas?
I moved to Dallas. That time when I came there, I had some money with me. And before this time, I had a girlfriend in my school. Not my wife. That was my wife. So I told her that I wanted to move back. I wanted to go back to Dallas. So I was already driving a very nice used car, fill of gas, and get a map, and I drove from Columbia over to Dallas. Yeah.
Okay.
It was like 26 hours drive.
I see.
Yeah.
And what did you do in Dallas?
When I continued my school, I started going to Bishop College in Dallas.
Okay.
And which was very nice. There were a lot of Nigerians there. Weekend was like, we were always looking forward towards weekend. Okay. We talk about home, what we plan to do when we finish school. And we always have some kind of party, you know. It was good. It was good. Yeah.
Okay. So you finished your studies?
Yeah.
What year and in what field?
I think I finished 82.
Okay.
Yeah.
In criminal justice?
Criminal justice, bachelor's degree in criminal justice.
Why criminal justice?
My intention was to study law.
Okay.
I wanted to study law.
I see.
That was my intention.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Then after the bachelor's, what next?
Well, what happened while I was in college, as a matter of fact, I had needed some money to support myself more. You know, there was no. So I secured a job at Anato Hotel as a dishwasher. So while I was in college, I was washing dishes too. So when I get out from school, you know, those days it was like competition. We took like 18, 20 hours in college. You know how many hours? So, but I took some. Get a job as a dishwasher. So when I get out from school, I drive straight to the hotel and start washing dishes. That's what I did. Between that time, the chef that was at the hotel, I guess he developed some kind of interest in me. And I think it's my first, after a year, he called me to his office and said, "Do you want to be a prep cook?" Which was to me was like a big deal. Like, yeah, now I can go to school. I don't want to watch it. I will be prepping food at the same time. That's how everything was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tall Drums is presented by Sungai Corporation, publishers and consultants.
By the time I finished my school, I was already a banquet chef at Anato Hotel. It was I get a rapid promotion. Okay. So remember that there are schools within the hotel. It was a big hotel.
Okay.
We have Italian restaurant,
right.
Japanese, French, English, and America. Same hotel. And while I was in school, I was being trained all around those as a rotating chef. Okay. So by the time I had my bachelor's degree, I was already so much interested in food that I just put the degree up and put it under my pillow.
Okay, so you gave up the dream to be a lawyer, and got interested in being a chef.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That is a unique choice for a Nigerian man.
Yeah.
How did you arrive at that, and how do you feel? How did you feel then, getting into the business of being a chef?
Well, you know, the hotel I was really, or like back home, all the chefs were men. I remember the executive chef was a German chef, a big top guy. I think it was like, we have about 15 restaurants in the same hotel, and they were all mostly men. So I just fit right in, you know, because like, I really liked what they were doing, and I thought it was a very good occupation. I like doing it, you know. I see the artwork in it. It's not just by cooking, by putting pot. There was more to it than I expected. So the more I learned, the more I wanted to learn. That's what happened.
Okay, yeah. You said there's more to it than just cooking.
Yeah, that's more to it.
Could you describe for viewers who may not know what's really involved in being a chef, especially an internationally recognized and a prize-winning chef like that? What is involved in being a good chef?
Well, there's a lot. I would say we have what we call 6 stages of being a chef. Yeah, you, like I started as a dishwasher, then I become a prep cook. From there you become a first cook. Then you now become maybe a kitchen supervisor.
Okay.
You have to plan menu. Once you become a first cook, you have to learn how to plan your menu. And you have to know the mathematical part of cooking. And that time you are required to learn basic information about wine. But you can't just cook. You need wine, all kind of stuff to do all your sauces, all this stuff like that. So from there you see that you do sauces and you plan your menu, you write recipes. It's a lot. It's not that you don't really execute. You plan all the stuff and let the cook execute all your this. So it's a very big, vast occupation because you have what we call chef saucier. All they do, they make sauces. You have banquet chef, and they take care of big parties like weddings, all that stuff. You have a la carte, which means the one that is really doing the cooking, individual preparation food, and so those are the stuff. And if you want to get to the top, you are required to learn all those things. You have to learn how to plan menu, design menu, and you should be able to tell people the type of wine that goes with the kind of dishes you are preparing for them. So because most of the time when somebody comes to tell you, say, well, I'm having a wedding for my daughter, they have no idea what's going to happen, the kind of menu you're going to do, or how you're going to do your all this stuff. So you have to let them know the amount of food, what it takes to deliver.
Okay, so now since you became a chef, you've worked for several outfits around the world, in fact, and you've been published in several magazines and newspapers and television shows. Could you share with us some of the places you've worked around the world where you've been invited to serve as a chef?
Okay. Well, what I did after my final promotion at Anato Hotel was banquet chef, and we signed a contract because after they schooled me, they trained me. That before they sent me to that school, I signed a contract with them that I must work for them for 3 years. Which after 3 years, I decided to move back to South Carolina. And when I came, my first place that I worked is it's called Louis Austin Restaurant. It was one of the best restaurants those days. I worked with them for a year. And while I was there, we did most of the chef in the whole state, we did some kind of competition, and I came as second.
Okay.
So that kind of opened some kind of gate for me. So I was invited to. There's a guy that have a whole plantation, Litchfield Plantation, one of the best hotels in South Carolina. So he offered me the job as executive chef. See, that's what I was telling you, that I'm more to chef. You can be a cook, you be a first cook, you be a prep cook, you be a chef, you be an assistant executive chef, then you can become executive chef.
And the executive chef is top of the line?
Is top of the line.
Okay.
So I was executive chef at Litchfield Plantation for 15 years.
15?
15.
And Litchfield is located where?
It's not very, very far from here. It's located at the other part of the town. It's an old
Poland
plantation.
It's in Poland Island.
Yeah, Poland. Yeah. It's one of the best, if not in the United States, one of the best. So I was there for 15 years as executive chef. And it was a very tough job. Before I came, they went through chef like every 6 months. They can't keep a chef because there were other chefs that were very good. So the competition was so tight, you know. But I did my part, and I was there for 15 years.
So now, after your 15 years at Litchfield, you decided apparently to go into business for yourself.
Yeah.
Why did you make that decision, and why at that time?
Yeah, it was not planned. On my way back from one of my visits to Europe, I was coming back from London again for my company. So right at the plane, I just decided, I say, well, this time when I go, I want to really find me a place to try and open my own place. I didn't plan, like everything I do, I said, let me go ahead and try. And even if I fail, I will get up and try again, you know. And that's what I did. When I came, I gave them 1 month notice that I was going to take my time. You don't have to be here, you don't have to be in South Carolina, but I'm going to move to a place and look for me a place. Because before this time, you know, I was already known in the States. Most of the competition, I'm always on top. And so I was kind of confident in myself that I'm going to go ahead and try. That's what I did.
So, and your restaurant is now called
Orobasa.
Orobasa Town
Low Country Cafe.
Low Country Cafe.
Yeah, I named it. That was the only way I can advertise myself, because people already know Orobasa. So I just say, well, instead of saying, I just put Orobasa Low Country Cafe. So people say, oh, I'm already Orobasa in town. So
okay. So and you opened when exactly?
About 2 years ago.
2 years ago. That would be in 2004.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the experience like? What has it been like for you?
It's tough. It has been tough. You know, when I just opened, when I say it's tough, not in terms of people, because everybody already know that I was here. People were waiting for me to open. But to run a business, to have a payroll, to have workers, and it's not my business. Unlike when I was at the plantation, you know, I have a lot of people working for me. I design the menu, do everything. Then next thing I go ahead and play. Sometimes I go play golf. I go do fishing, all kind of stuff. I have staff that work for me that time. But this time, this is mine, and my name is on the signboard, Orobasa. So that's it. It become a different story. So I spent more time here. It was very, it's very, very, very demanding. Yeah, it's very demanding.
Okay.
I'm from this area. I'm from Pawleys Island, and I came back here and had only eaten here one time before, and I just loved the atmosphere and knew it was somewhere I would want to be. So when I graduated from school, I came back here to work, and it's been a great experience. The food is wonderful. We actually have locals come in all the time, regulars. Everybody that comes in, we basically know for the most part. We do have a lot of tourists come as well, but the regulars, locals love it. It is definitely a hit spot. Everybody in the area knows the name and loves it. They love Chef. Everybody knows Chef. He comes out and greets the locals when they come in. So it's a real close atmosphere, and everybody likes it. I think he is very talented. He's an intriguing man. He has a lot of experience, not only with cooking, but just in many areas. And he's given us a lot of advice on how to pursue our careers and, you know, be professionals. And he's very interested in helping us and making everybody improve and do the best that they can, no matter what they're doing, what their position is here at the restaurant.
And what's the experience like?
It's great.
Yeah?
Best place I've ever been so far since I've been a server.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's the food like?
Fabulous.
Okay. and Orobasa, what do you think of him as a chef and as a boss?
He's the greatest.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
And what has business been like since you been there?
We started off doing about 70, 80 people a night. Now we do about between 100, 120. We're picking up. People, we probably turn away about 50, 60 people a night. It's pretty good. It's going real good.
And what do you think of Orobasa as a boss and as a chef?
I think more as a best friend, just a boss. But I mean, I was thinking about going to school to be a chef, and this is my school, orobasa. I mean, I think he's one of the greatest chefs, definitely in this country, most definitely.
Tall Drums is presented by Sungai Corporation, publishers and consultants.
Now, how about business? What is the clientele like?
I remember when I opened, I used to do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It was too much, I stopped doing breakfast. Then it was too much, I stopped doing lunch. So I just do dinner. And to come here to eat, you have to make a reservation. You can't just walk in and you say you want to come here and eat. No.
That's how busy it is.
That's how busy it is. It's 6 days a week. It's packed every day, and we turn a lot of people away. That is why I'm adding another session to it.
Yes, you're expanding.
I'm expanding because You see, when I just came, this place was not included. I add this place to this. It was just the front there.
Right.
So when I see how busy it's so busy, then I add this place to it. Now I'm adding the other session to it. So that's how it has been.
Now, like most of us, we think of Nigeria all the time. Those of us who are outside the country. And I take it you also think of Nigeria. Do you have any links with Nigeria since you've been here? And do you plan to establish other kinds of links, like investments and entrepreneurial ventures in Nigeria? Or do you plan to eventually retire to Nigeria and return home?
Yeah. My children are here. My families are here. I've been here for years. I've spent more time here than I've spent in my own country. But many times I miss home. But I don't really know much. Forgive me, I don't really know much about home right now. I don't know much where to go or who to, but I would really love to go, and if there's a business I can do, something, that would be a very good.
In your chosen field, you've risen to the top of the class, and you've done well even as you went into your private enterprise with respect to the restaurant business. There are Nigerians at home, both young and not so young, who are thinking of leaving the country for one adventure or another, studies, for work. Given your experience here and what you've been through, what advice do you give to anyone in Nigeria who's looking to come here like you did?
Yeah. Well, I think when you leave Nigeria, be prepared to work hard. You have to work hard. That's my belief. There's no easy way out. There are a lot of opportunities here, but you have to work really hard, and just that's really what I can say. You have to be ready to work hard, and always don't be scared to try anything. As long as it's a legitimate stuff. Try and see. You never know what's going to happen. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about your family. You mentioned that at some point you had a girlfriend in school, and who eventually became your wife.
Yeah.
What's your wife's name?
My wife's name is Dome. Yeah.
And how many children do you have now?
I have 3.
What are their names and what are they doing?
The first one, I named that after my mom. It's a girl, Otiti. The second one, I used to love Oris music, which is reading. So I named him Oris. The baby one is Omisi in Benin, which means if you are in Benin or Nishan, you say, what's your name? Omisi, they will know it's meaning that you are not born in Nigeria. You are born overseas. Omona Bierisi, a child that is born abroad.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. So what are the children doing now?
Well, my daughter just he's going to start medical school. That's January, this coming January. That's the baby girl. My oldest daughter is doing research now. He's going to be going to CDC, doing research on diabetes. So he just finished, have a bachelor's degree in biology and chemistry. And eventually he's going to medical school. She's going to medical school. My son has finished, if, believe it or not, criminal justice.
Okay.
He's an officer in U.S. Army.
I see.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Executive Chef Wabwai, I want to thank you very much for allowing us to join you in your cafe here in Pawleys Island, South Carolina. We wish you the best of luck in your enterprise and in your future.
Thank you so
much. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
The last word for this episode is regarding gender roles. Gender roles are part of the value systems of virtually all the ethnic groups that form the Nigerian nation. Most of us grew up with certain notions of what men and women ought to do professionally. In the global village, however, competence is increasingly gender blind, as both men and women venture into roles and professions that were traditionally considered to be for the other gender. Driven by demand for labor in certain sectors of the economy, men and women are simply braving the stereotypes to obtain training and skills in professions where the money can be found. Orobasa's stunning success as an executive chef informs all of us to first follow your heart in terms of what you do as a profession, and second, pursue a path where the demand for your skills are such that you will be adequately compensated for your services. That's our program for this week. With gratitude to Orobasa and Ugoji. Please join us next week for another episode of Tall Drums. I wish you justice, peace, and liberty. May you become all that you're destined to be.